Hi, I'm Robbie Jarrett and I'm 15 years old.
Hi, I'm Dan Jarrett and I'm 17 years old.
Hi, I'm Freddie Perkins and I'm 17 years old.
We've been monitoring nest boxes for 2 years for our John Muir Award.
The John Muir Award set up by a guy called John Muir. He lived in Scotland and moved to America, and his aim was to encourage young naturalists.
We've been monitoring nest boxes where we are now at the Darnford Brook, and this is a short film about what we've done.
So we were introduced to this project run by the Upper Rhino Wildlife Group, and then we were helped by Kath Landers, a lady from Shropshire Hills, areas of outstanding natural beauty, who offered to help us with our award.
So John Swift showed us the area on our first trip, and he showed us how to safely monitor the bird boxes. And the main pieces of kit we use are binoculars, a ladder, notebook and identification sheet, which is really useful when you see unknown species.
So we've been keeping to the British Trust for Ornithology methodology. So we've been trying to keep a diary and we've been monitoring 45 nest boxes, and we kind of keep to 4 main visits, but we tried to visit every 2 weeks just to keep it in check.
When monitoring the nest boxes, you sort of stick to 5 main criteria. So you look at the nest box and you see if the nest has been started, and if it's been started you try and identify what bird has started the nest. You then look if eggs have been laid, so you record that as egg laid, or eggs have been hatched, or eggs have fledged, or the chicks have fledged.
The 2 main species we're monitoring are pied flycatchers and redstarts, but also we find that great tits and blue tits often inhabit the boxes, which actually comes in quite useful because their territorial sort of behaviour means that pied flycatchers and redstarts can then nest in the empty boxes at a different time, which is useful for their population.
So when you approach the bird box, you need to approach boldly so they don't think you're a predator, but also not too loudly so you don't explode the nest. And then when you check, you very carefully lift the lid, as Dan's doing, and then look inside if you can. Then you close it and very carefully, and then shut it again with the wire mechanism that's in place.
In the field, we use this kind of notebook to write shorthand and write down just what we see. But then we'll transfer it onto a neat sheet that gets transferred to the British Trust for Ornithology.
We use abbreviated names for the species. For example, great tit is written down as GT. The BTO recognise this and then plug the data that we've recorded down into their system.
So along with our monitoring nest boxes, we see lots of other wildlife because it's a really rural area, so we saw lots of buzzards and red kites getting in there.
We're interested in just all wildlife really, it's not just birds. And yeah, like Robbie says, we did see lots of other things, and we also camped overnight here with permission from the landowners, which was really good fun. And we found that when we stayed quiet and sort of fairly still for a while, we actually saw a lot more different species than when we moved around making noise.
Some other interesting species we found, especially in the river, are elvers and crayfish. We've also found signs of otters through crayfish being eaten on the bank. A few other things that sort of surprised us what we found in the nest boxes include bat species and wasps that have inhabited them.
Earlier on in the year, it's mainly the blue tits and grey tits that start nesting, so you can identify those nests with moss and grass and then lots of wool from animal places. And they have really similar eggs, so white kind of cream eggs with brown spots, so you have to wait until they've actually hatched to see whether it's a blue tit or a grey tit.
Two of the most exciting birds that we've monitored are pied flycatchers and redstarts. Their nests are very similar, and slight changes in their nest building materials can tell you if it's a pied flycatcher or a redstart.
So a pied flycatcher uses dead leaves, dried grass and sheep wool and all sorts of hairs that it finds, and it lays about 4 to 8 eggs. And then a redstart it does quite similar nesting materials, so sometimes it's quite hard to tell the difference, although I think it has less hair in its nest than the pied flycatcher, and it lays about 5 to 7 eggs.
So one interesting thing we learned whilst doing the project about conservation in the valley is that the redstarts and pied flycatchers have very different nesting habits. We found that redstarts like to nest a lot further away from the water than we originally thought, and pied flycatchers like to nest a lot closer to the water.
The Shropshire Hills area of outstanding natural beauty showed us how to do a river survey to check the water's cleanliness.
So along with the bird species, we've also been monitoring the population, and over the second year we actually found that there's a lot more pied flycatchers and redstarts due to the first year, and there's a lot of blue tits and grey tits. So firstly, we send all our information back to the people who started the project, which is the Upper Orkney Wildlife Group.
It then goes to the Shropshire Bird Atlas, which is then sent off to the BTO.
The results can be used to make local environmental management decisions just to improve wildlife populations.
So firstly, we took some really keen bird watchers from the Upper Orkney Wildlife Group through our area and showed them what we've been doing.
We've also taken a number of family and friends out on the same sort of walk, showing them what we've been doing. We also gave our findings personally to the Upper Orkney Wildlife Group in a meeting.
A major footpath runs through our site, so we put up signs and decided to speak to the public when they were coming through, just to explain to them what we were doing and just to minimise disturbance for the birds, really.
So we've had lots of really good moments, especially when seeing other wildlife that we didn't know was there, just like putting our hand in the dipper box because you can't actually see it, so it's very tense moments that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I recommend the John Muir Award to anyone who's interested in the outdoors and likes spending time outdoors, and into any wildlife as well. It's really good for getting out there.
I really hope that we do go on to do other wildlife related things in the future. I mean, we're all really interested. I think on our gap years and things, hopefully we'll go out and get the experience and chance to do this sort of thing again. It's been really good.